Hello everyone, good evening. My name is Eve Marshall. I'm an artisan felter and I wanted to come on tonight and show off some of my newest original felted artwork. So instead of putting my face on camera, you're just going to see my stuff on camera tonight. So I'm doing a online shop update tomorrow morning starting at 7 a.m. and these are some of the pieces that will be part of my online shop update. So my online shop is evemarshall.co.uk/shop, and you'll be able to see all of these pieces in the original section. So we're going to start off with this one. I put this on my Facebook page a couple days ago and asked everyone what they think I should call it. So I took all your suggestions. Oh my goodness, there were some amazing ones. And I think some of the names will definitely inspire me to create other pieces. But I decided with Midwinter, which I think was Tracy's suggestion. So thank you, Tracy. This is very abnormal piece for me because it's quite plain, and usually my felted artwork is full of different colors and textures, but this one I decided to keep simple. So there's a little fox over there and a deer and a badger and then a little tiny copper moon made by my friend Shalini. And then I've just stitched free motion embroidery, sort of these lovely trees on there. And the reason I made this one was because when I'm stitching a piece of artwork, I always look at the back of it and I always think, oh, I really like the back of it too. And so I thought, okay, one day I'm just going to make a white picture and I'm going to sew trees onto it. And so that is how this piece came to be. So that's the first one. Here is the little one that I did on my Facebook time-lapse video. It's called Soaring Owl. It's a little tiny piece, but one of my favorite things to needle felt are owls, and I love their wingspan. Whenever I can, I try and do a owl on any picture I could possibly try, or a hare. So the fox and the badger are kind of obscure for me. Although I do like doing foxes, I tend to go for an owl if I can. So that little one there. So I decided, because in lockdown as an artist you don't have any deadlines, nothing to work towards because there isn't any upcoming exhibitions. I sort of decided to make my own deadline of this Tuesday to create a new body of work, because sometimes we get a bit stagnant, and so I like to try and change it up. So this one I've called The Witching Hour. As you can see, it's got another owl on it because I love owls, and another moon by Shalini. That one is an enamel one, and I decided to sink it into the picture. And I also did some more trees because once I start sewing, I can't stop myself. So it sort of has to go into until I run out of thread and I don't want to do the bobbin again. So that one's The Witching Hour. And then we've got this wacky one. This one's from a couple of years ago. Crazy Jackdaw. I found him in one of my bags when I was sorting out some pre-felt for a live that I did a couple days ago, and I thought, you know what, I should finish him off. So finished him off earlier today, gave him a new eye, and you can see that he's very 3D. He's basically a sculpture sewn onto a background where I've stitched around some berries. So I've just called him Jackdaw. And the next one is a little cat. it is very rare that I do a cat. My mum has 2 cats, and sometimes they get into my brain and inspire me to make a cat. It's rare that I make a dog too, but this little cat here is in a garden that has gigantic flowers in it. So quirky little cat there. I wanted to do this shop update with small pieces instead of really huge pieces, which I normally do for my shop update. So these are all the sort of smaller pieces that I have available. This one I've called Egg Layers because I grew nasturtiums for the first time last summer in my garden, and they were so beautiful, and then all of these cabbage white butterflies came, and then there was 6 million caterpillars, and they all ate them. They all ate my nasturtiums, so I thought I should create a piece that was sort of at the beginning stage of when they started laying the eggs, and I thought, oh, look at all those butterflies, aren't they nice? And I had someone say, you know, if you've got all these caterpillars, it'll mean you get more butterflies, but they didn't. I think maybe the birds ate them. That's okay though. Birds have to eat something. Okay, so next piece is this beautiful meadow. That's more like the normal things I do. So loads of texture in there, a couple splodges, lots of poppies, some cow parsley. This one's called Meadow at Dusk. I'm really into teal and navy blue at the moment, or maybe forever. And so a lot of my pictures have to be at night then, because the sky is so dark. So this one is at dusk. Lots of lovely colours in that one. Very happy with that one. The last 2 of these ones I did last year, and then they were part of Pearl and Ruby and Spalding, but because of all the different lockdowns, people didn't really get to see them. So I picked up all my stock from my stockists a couple weeks ago, and I thought I'll just sort of redo them a bit. So this one is getting a new piece of mount board tomorrow, and it's nice. It's mostly wet felted. The blobs in the middle are quite 3D, but I just wanted to sort of do a picture with those big poppies that you see in gardens that have like the crazy black lines oozing down them. So instead of poppies for Remembrance Day, these are more sort of garden poppies, which is why it's called garden poppies. And then this one is more poppies, because you can never have enough poppies, can you, in life? So this one here is quite 3D too. So if I hold it up, you can sort of see its thickness. This one I created last year by cutting up. I made a really big poppy picture, and it was part of an exhibition in 2019, and it fell off the wall and the frame broke, and then I decided, because it had already been in an exhibition and it hadn't sold and it broke, that I would take the piece and cut it up into pieces. So this is the top piece of it, and I've rearranged the flowers a bit and added in a couple more leaves, and then of course added some bumblebees, because bumblebees are so cool, aren't they? I'm just going to grab my really long piece to show you. It doesn't really, I don't think it will really fit in the frame, but I'm going to show it to you slowly, move it along so you can see. And those are all my smaller pieces for my update in my online shop. Oh, let's see, don't hit the camera as I turn it. There we go. So this piece is a very long piece, so I'm just going to sort of slide it along the camera so you can see all the lovely details. This is called November Stroll, and I made it last November. And you can see those lovely birch trees. Oh, I've hit the wall. I can't go any further. I'll have to put it down and maybe move, there we go, move the camera around it so you can see. It's a very long one of my panoramic ones. It's got lots of lovely little tiny details in it. Like all the little tiny berries there and the leaves on the trees, and there's some more berries over this side and some crab apples, and I've added a lot of skeleton leaves in this one for the trees in the distance. So that's going to be my biggest one on the updated shop tomorrow. And here is another big one, but not as big. This one is called Overhead, and I made it last summer. Actually, I think it was the spring, when I was walking back from my mum's house quite a bit while I was taking care of my nan. So I used to, well, I always take a million photos pretty much every day, but I was walking with my camera facing the sky, and that's what I saw as I was walking. So then I started taking like loads of photos of up, what was overhead, rather than looking down. So yeah, that's sort of all the trees that I saw on my walk back. We've got some fir trees over there and some conker trees and all sorts of leaves in that one. It's very green, very lush.